Well, hi there. Welcome back. It's truly nice to know that when you attend an event like the 2015 Polo Classic, you're not only treating yourself to an exciting event, but you're also helping a great cause like the Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation. Joining me today from the Denver Polo Classic, Chairman Ben Montgomery, also Randy Roberts, President of the Denver Active 2030, and Logistics Co-Chair Raymond Paolini. Nice to see all of you gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Doing a fantastic job. Randy, give me a brief overview of the Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation.
Sure. So the Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation has been a fixture in the Denver community since 1986. Our mission is to raise money for at-risk and underprivileged children's charities.
Wonderful.
In the 30 years we've been doing this, we've raised and given away over $20 million, and we do it through events like the Denver Polo Classic.
That is wonderful. You really have a huge effect on our community then.
We like to think so.
Wow, what a great hard work that you do and you care about our children because they are the future for sure. Ben, what's the group's makeup?
So Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation is a group of young professionals in their 20s and 30s. Young professional men. We do have a women's chapter, the Rocky Mountain 2030 organization. Give them a shout out. But we, it's about 80 guys, 80 to 100 guys that have an altruistic heart and some time, talent, or treasure to give back to the community. It's
very rewarding when you do something like this. But how much time does it take to give to the organization?
That's a good question. It's not an insignificant amount of time, but I really think that's our secret sauce as an organization and why we're able to put on such great events and really cultivate the talents of those young professional men into the philanthropic leaders of not just today, but really the future.
That's one thing I learned long ago. I have two young boys too, 15 and 12, and I try and teach them that community service isn't something that you have to do when you get your hand slapped. It's something that you want to do. It's rewarding to help others, to build your community. I like how you put it, though, the secret sauce.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a better way.
we definitely keep it fun, too.
Yeah.
It's a great group of guys, and that's what gets them engaged. And it's a lot of fun, a lot of good events, and good to get together, and that's what keeps people coming back.
And Raymond, you're the youngest of the group. What made you decide to join this group?
I heard about Denver Active 2030 through one of my coworkers. I grew up down in Colorado Springs, single mom, parents divorced when I was young, and realized that the importance that these organizations that we support have on children that come from low-income families. A lot of my friends grew up free reduced lunch, and it's a perpetual cycle. So I feel like I'm blessed that if with the right resources and the right support, you can be whatever you want to be, and the sky's the limit. And I feel like being able to show children that that is possible, as long as you keep your head focused, you can do whatever you'd like to do.
Amen. That's true. And what do you find the most beneficial working along others?
The guys in the group, you have guys that raise $70,000. As a young guy, you see that, and it makes you strive to be the best that you can be. And you realize that $70,000 is going to a good cause. Not only that, but you are learning early the importance of giving back, and being able to instill that into the youth, I think, is important as well.
And you have some fun events. You always like to have a little fun, too. So you have the Denver Polo Classic coming up, and then there's the Barn Party. What other events do you have?
We have Christmas for Kids, which is personally my favorite event. And then we also have the golf tournament that's coming up at the end of August. Foursomes and all that good stuff are for sale right now.
Okay, if they want to find out more, you can actually go to the website at the bottom of the screen. It's da2030.org. That's da2030.org. Ben, the Polo Classic's a sold-out event. How much money do you hope to raise this year, and where does it go?
Well, we expect to gross over $1 million, and a good portion of that will go back into the community.
Okay.
If we net over $1 million, that'd be
huge.
That'd be huge. That'd be a record. That would definitely be a record. So at the end of the event, we reconcile the P&L and factor in golf tournament as well. And we have a pretty robust charity review process where our members will go out and review the grant applications that are submitted to the organization and make our recommendations. And we wind up giving money. Last year, I think we granted over $1 million to roughly 50 organizations. And part of the additional motivation of the group and the fundraising that we perform is that we have other larger foundations that will match the money that we raise.
Oh, that's fantastic. I went one year. I absolutely loved it. It was such a spectacular event. So, Randy, how do you select the groups that you're going to support?
A great question. It's a very robust process. So for 3 months every year between May and July, we open up an online portal for charities that are serving at-risk and underprivileged children to apply for a grant. We then assign those applications to our members, and we have approximately 100 of them. They go out, they do an in-depth review of the charity, of their financials, and the impact they're having, and then report back to the group. And from 150 some odd applications, we usually make grants to about 50 charities, ranging from $5,000 upwards to $250,000 per charity.
That's fantastic. Now, quickly, I just want to know, how can people get involved? You have to get the name out there. And so how do you support what you're doing, and how can people get involved with you?
Well, we like to think of Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation as sort of that first step in a young philanthropist's life. We expose them to a lot of charities, not only ways to raise the money, but also the best places to invest that money once it's been raised. And so if anybody's interested out there, want to be part of this great organization, again, visit our website. We've got a lot of members in the community. Talk to some of them and learn more about how to get more involved.
Good stuff. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Knuckles or high five, whatever you boys do. All right, learn more about Denver Active 30 and get involved. Check them out online. Go to da2030.org. That website is da2030.org. You can browse the site for more information and upcoming events like the Denver Polo Classic and the Barn Party. Yeehaw! Get involved.